question is from your introductory lecture. When you talked about saving and how investment is a form of saving. So my question is, how do I decide what to do as I when taking into consideration either my source of income and the amount, the consistency, and then my needs also. How do I decide when it's safer to just do the traditional saving and when to invest?
I mean, either of them is fine. All right. The whole idea behind saying that investment is a type of saving is that you can either save directly or you invest. If you don't have, that's why we said don't invest in a hurry. If you don't have where to invest, just save it. All right. You don't need to keep scrambling for where to invest your money. When you have monies that you can spare, and when I say that, it means that when I say when you have money you can spare, it's not inconvenience. If you are thinking about a convenient time to have money to spare, like we discussed, it will never happen because the demand will always outweigh the income. So you need to be determined about what to keep and what to spend, all right, in the traditional spending. So if you don't have anything to invest in, for example, I know that you have a sewing machine. Your sewing machine is an investment in many ways. Number one, in your spare time, even though you're a medical student, you can sew and make 5,000, 4,000, 10,000. In 10 months, with consistency, you can make more than you spent on that machine, right? So that's an investment. When you went for your tailoring class and you paid an amount, that was an investment. That 30K or 40K you paid to learn how to sew is an investment. So that's the way to look at investment. It must not be when you just buy land or buy house. You can go and learn sewing. You can go and learn how to bake. It's an investment in yourself that can pay off at times that you hardly imagine possible. So it doesn't have to be something tangible. It could be something intangible. Okay? And if you are not sure of where to invest the money in that form, then just save it. Always make sure that there is a backup resource. Always make sure. At every point. Now, yesterday, somebody came to my office. He was meant to be here, but he couldn't be here. And, he's tried to go into an investment, and he came to me, and I told him there are two things you must learn when you want to get money to invest. Number one, never loan 100% of what's required for your investment. For those who will need to borrow money. Never, ever borrow 100% for any investment. Because when you borrow 100% for an investment, you are exposed 100%. And some weeks ago, we talked about exposure, management, and control. You may have the control, but if I take 1 million naira to invest, and all the money required for that investment is 1 million, that investment with myself is exposed by 100%. If I need a million naira to invest and I have 500,000 and you loan me 500,000, I'm only exposed by 50%. So when you borrow 100% to begin an investment, it's a major flaw. And we see that happening a lot. People want to begin an investment. You ask them, how much do you have? And not really, but somebody is going to borrow me 1 million naira. How much do you need for the investment to really run 1 million naira? That's error. That's why the savings is important. So that when the time comes and you find an investment worthy of your time, and you don't have sufficient cash, you should have enough saved up as your own personal equity contribution to that investment. And you don't have to rely 100% on somebody else giving you money to begin an investment, because the big risk of that is that if it fails, and failure is not just a reality of business, failure is a requirement for business. Right? So failure is not a bad thing when it comes to business. Sometimes you need to fail. So what happens if that business fails? And every single thing that you put in there is not your money. You just know what I'm saying? And then many of you are investing and you have nothing of value worth the amount you are borrowing. If you are taking 1 million to buy this phone, at least if the phone falls down and breaks, you should be able to sell your shoe to pay for the phone. You know what I'm saying? You must have something else of value that is commensurate to certain investments you are making. That's why the culture of saving is important. And recently, my wife and I discussed, and I advised her to invest in a very weird place. I didn't even know about this dollar drama was going to happen. And I told her to take a massive amount of money. I don't call the figure here. I said, just go and buy gold. He said, gold. I said, it's not. You're not buying. You're not buying jewelry. You're not buying a color. Is it jewelry? You're not buying as jewelry. You are buying gold as an investment. And the money she used to buy the gold can buy you a very fine car. I said, use every penny of it and go and buy gold. Just keep it. When you can, every now and then, just wear it, flex it. Like you're warming the engine of your car. But it is an investment. So you can save if you're not sure where to invest. And then when you want to invest, there are many ways to invest in both tangible and intangible things. And the things that Uche just taught us now should give you a lot of things to think about. Because the opportunities that there is, in fact, there are more intangible opportunities now than tangible opportunities. There are many things that you can do that doesn't require physical substance. All right? So you want to... I shared probably one of the classes how I invested some money in rice farming. Yeah, when I was talking about control and exposure. So I put in over 2 million in rice farming in Kebbi State. I'm calling the real figure so you can relate to it. And 2 million naira, with all due respect and and all of that, is not a threat to me by God's grace. Do you understand? My life does not stop because of 2 million. So I put in money that was riskable. It was not an exposure for me. Because I couldn't control the business, I put something that will not expose me. And for me, it had to be less than 3 million. And in 10 months, I made over 50% profit on my investment. So I didn't have to buy land. Do you understand? I didn't have to go and buy a house. But I put that money there. That money brought in over 1 million naira in profit in 10 months. You can't get that from Uber. But many of you will never think about rice farming, for example. Do you understand? So there are many ways you can invest. And if you are not sure where to invest, just let the money rest. Save the money. It can be 2K every week, 2K every month. It doesn't matter, but save. And always create a special account for your savings. Don't save where you are putting your spending cash from. All right? So I'm teaching you what I'm doing. There's an account that I have. I don't even know the account number. I don't have ATM to the account. But, I put money there for the family every month. My son has an account number that I save for my son and my daughter almost every month. And I've been doing that. As a matter of fact, they always have more than their school fees. Now, the whole idea, let me just share this personal principle. The special account that I have for the children is that we plan to save in that account till they turn a certain age. If for any reason they want to go to school abroad, any school they are going to for which that account cannot fund, they will not go. Because when they come of age, I will tell them how much they have in that account. So as you are planning for school, Itago, check that account of your savings. If the money there is not up to the school, don't even come and meet me about it. Your savings account must fund any school choice. And we're already teaching them now. So they have piggy banks now that they save money every 3 to 4 months. And then at the end of the 4 months, we go and buy them toys. And we let them know that it's from their savings. So they now say, Daddy, when can we save more again? So we can buy toys. But we'll tell them that if you want to save to buy more toys, you have to learn to wait. They say, yes, I will wait. Then after like 4 months, we call, Daddy, how many? That's how they say. They say, how many money do we have? They value the money by the notes. We say, Daddy, we have 20 money. I say, yes, you have 20 money, but it's not enough to buy you a big toy yet. But we're teaching them the benefits and the culture of savings.
Thank you very much, sir. While you taught this morning, you made mention of the language that money understands. Please, I don't want to assume I know it. What kind of language does money understand that can attract money?
Yeah, so that's a very bogus question, but I'll give you simple illustrations. So while I was advising this guy yesterday, there are many languages that money understands. There are many typical languages. Number one is value. Those are typical languages. Number one is value. Whatever you have must have value, right? So you may be solving problems that don't have value. It's possible to solve problems, but the problem you're solving doesn't have value. Number two is volume. Number two is volume. You can be doing the right thing, but you're not doing it many times enough. So you must have value, you must have volume. So those are, I'm just giving you typical languages of money now, but let me come to the strategic language now. So yesterday, this same guy, wanted to invest. He needed 1.3 million naira, and I had even offered to give him some money without any interest. I offered him a loan of 500,000, and somebody else gave him 500,000, so he had 1 million, but the problem, he couldn't raise 300,000. And I told him that shows to me that he has a flaw in his strategy. Because you came to me, number one, you can't say that we were in a place where he merited that 500K loan from me. And it's at zero interest. My idea was, let your dream come true. Just take 500K, use it after 1 year, pay back. And he couldn't raise the remaining 300K. All right? So that was an error. And I know where he got the other 500K from. It was a very easy source. So I said, how come we gave you 1 million and you on your own could not go and raise 300,000? I said, because you're not speaking the right language. You want to receive at no cost. I said, imagine that you spoke to 6 people to give you 50K each, and you offered them 3% interest every month. Would they give you the money, yes or no? Even Uche would have given him that money. In this same office, he came to see me. Dami would have given him that money. But you are looking for help. That's the problem. Money does not respond to help seekers. And see, that's why Africans are poor, because Africans have a welfare culture. My uncle did not help me. My auntie did not help me. My mother is not helping me. That help culture is the reason why many times we cannot attract the pool of wealth that we need. You are looking for 300K. You have friends that have the money. Many of them, see, listen guys, when people tell you that I don't have time, it's not true. Everybody has time. It's just that you are not important enough to fit into their time. They are giving others, in fact, they are even watching Netflix. That same time you ask for appointment, they say, couldn't come. They say, I'm busy. In Abuja, when people say I'm busy or I'm in a meeting, it can mean many things. When people tell you in Abuja, I'm in a meeting, I say, which meeting are you in? Sometimes it's with their gardener. They are just gisting aside. So many of them are spending 4 hours watching Netflix, but they cannot give you 10 minutes audience. They have time. So many people, when you go and say, please, I need 100K loan, they say, I don't have. They have. But they don't respect you enough or respect what you stand for enough to give you that 100K. Now, if they don't have the respect for you, then you speak the language and money will answer. And money answers to trade. So give me 50K. I need 300K. I will meet 6 people. No, it's easier to give 50K than 300K. If I meet 6 people that can give me 50K each, and then I will promise them, I will give you 3% every month. They will do a quick math in their head. How much is 3%? Or if that does not ginger them, move it to 5%. And I told him yesterday, I said 5% on 300K is how much now? People that have no math, talk quickly. 15? No. 300K is 15K. In 3 months, it's 45,000. I said, if you cannot commit to giving people 45,000 in 3 months on 300K, then that investment is a bad investment. But if you do that, I said you'd have raised that 300K in 3 days. 3 days you raise that money. So I told him my story. Many years ago, I was doing a job with, a government institution, and the volume of the work was over 100 million that time. And I didn't have the capital to do the business. So I took a loan from a friend, and I was paying him 10% interest every month. You are saying, wow, I did my maths. It's called money language. So let me tell you the maths. Now, there were 3 goals. Number 1 goal is to execute the job. Number 2 goal is to make profit on the job. Number 3 goal for me was to establish capacity. So when I got a job, I had to execute the job. They will do valuation on work done and pay me on the valuation. Do you know what that means? So if you do a work, they will now come and check the work you have done, value the work, then pay you for the work. So even though the contract was over 100 million, they didn't give me the 100 million at the same time. So when I do a work of 10 million, for example, they will value my work. That 10 million naira work can come to 18 million or 20 million. They pay me the 20 million naira, and then I do another one again. They value it, and then they pay me. So I would borrow money, and I was paying 10%. But I'd done my maths that if I invested 10 million, I can make 20 million. Number 1, I'm an architect, so I know what to do the job at the barest minimum cost. So if I was paying 1 million naira interest, that's what it means. 10 million naira, and at some point I even took up to 13 million naira loan. So, like I said earlier, I had my own resource. So if I needed 20 million to do the job, I would have my like 7 million, 8 million of my own money, then borrow 12 million or 13 million. But I was paying 10%. Now, that 10% comes to about 1 million naira, for example, on 10 million. In 3 months, it is 3 million on 10 million. And usually, I'll get the job done in less than 6 weeks. Valuation will take about 3 months before payment comes out. So that's 4 months, give and take. So I'm letting go 4 million naira of my profits to get the job done. You are angry because you don't know the language of money. When I finish that work, I still make 6 million naira profits. I didn't lose 4 million. I just had 4 million less in my profit. You are the one who say, he lost 4 million. I didn't lose 4 million. Can you lose what you don't have? That 4 million naira something could have happened on that work that would have spent extra 4 million to make it happen. So I just had to give up 4 million from my expected 10 million naira profit. That is where, as far as I went home with something, I made profit. Even if I was going to be spending 9 million naira to pay that interest, I'd have gone home with 1 million, I would have done it. I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, I had 3 objectives. Complete the job, make the profit, establish capacity. Doing that job will mean that this boy has the capacity for a job of 200 million later. Do you get the point? So, my profiting was not just in the money I was going to make. It was that I wanted the company that was a government institution to know that I can handle a job of over 100 million naira. And I was willing to pay the premium of 1 million naira every 30 days on a loan. That's how to speak the money language. You are not willing to partner. It's only in Nigeria that you see Apeh, Harrison, and Sons. One of the languages of money is that it is better to be a small part of a big thing than to be the big part of a small thing. You are doing something. Somebody can help you. The person who wants to help you say, I will help you, but I will take 90% of the profit and give you 10%. He said, never. It's my idea. How's you that have the idea? What has the idea done for you? This guy that you want to partner with can raise that idea from 1 million to 10 million. If you make 10% profits on 1 million, is how much? Let's do the math now. I wish I was bored here. If you make 10% profits on 1 million, it is 100,000. So if you own the company alone, you are making 10% profits. So you are making 100K on your 1 million. If you had partnered with Uche, that job and that business can grow to 10 million. And he's saying that he wants to take 90% of the profit and give you 10% of the profit. It means that at that point you have grown your business from 1 million to what? So you have made 9 million naira in profiting over time. True or true? 10% of that 9 million is 900K. But you didn't see that. You rather stay with your 100K on your 1 million than 900K on 10 million. You say, hey, but we made 10 million. How can you give me only 900K? But you were making only 100K before. That 900K profit was your overall capital before. I have done this with friends, that if I give you the gist, you say that they use my head. They didn't use my head. I knew where I was. I knew what I had before I called them. And when we finished the job, I made 20 million naira profit. And I went home happy. Some of you will be angry. If I tell you the story of how much we made, sometimes we make up to 200 million on some deals. I go home with only 20 million. And you are angry at me for being foolish. You didn't know where I was before I made that 20 million. I didn't have a 20 million naira capital in the first place. The 20 million naira that was a capital need now became a profit. And you think do you get the point? That's why you have been there. You have been there with your dreams. Your dreams have full your boxes. Your room, no space for you again. You that have the dream, you don't have room. And there are people that can activate your dreams for you. You are refusing to partner because they say they want 90%. Give them. Always have an entrance and exit plan in every business. That's what I do. I know where I want to enter through. I know where I want to come out through. Use my head though for 5 years. In that 5 years, I'll make 100 million. By the 5th year, I won't need you again. We'll now become co-partners. You see? I have done many things. My guys are here. Sometimes they will rebuke me. Sir, this one you're doing is not smart. I said, just let's do it like that. Let's do it like that. Many of my friends who give me money or partner with me on big jobs, I can't do what they are doing. My faith won't allow me to do what they do. But it doesn't mean that they cannot be my partner. I can't do what they are doing, but I need what they have. As I say, sometimes you need bad friends. All your friends are too good. That's your problem. No. Bad people sometimes are good for you. It doesn't mean, hey, see, even the scripture says that don't be unequally yoked. That's the instruction. You know, when they yoke cows, they put that thing on their neck. Say, don't be because if you are unequally yoked, one cow will be down, one cow will be up. You can't progress. So if you're going to be yoked with somebody, be well yoked. Do you get my point? So these are some of the things that many people don't see, and they lose out on opportunities. I was sharing with her, who asked the question, one of those months, she came to me, can I say it? And she said, I love to write books. And I've been trying to alter my book, and blah, blah, blah. So that's a good idea. I said, but have you thought of making money from this your skill? He said, how? I said, but you can transcribe audio for people who want to write their own books. You can make money from just transcribing from audio to written words. I give an example of people that transcribe for me, how much I pay them. Do you know what? Hey, the money I pay for average transcribing of 2 audios is what is half of her salary. She found out that day. Am I correct? I told her what I pay people that transcribe for me. For 2 audios that will last maybe 80 minutes long, it was half of her monthly salary. So imagine what you can make from transcribing and just editing. This is my passion to write, That passion to write might not be your first 5 your own book. Share your own book first and use other people's books to increase your muzzle and increase your pockets. Then the day you come to write, you don't need anybody's help to print your book. These are the languages. And you see, we taught you in one of the classes that the best way to begin to work is to work without pay. One of the best ways to attract money is to be selfless. Because the arithmetic, the geometrics, the mathematics that brings profit, many times we exclude self at the beginning. That's what they call it delayed gratification. That thing that you like to use a lot in Proverbs means that you will not enjoy this thing now. It's later. But you want to begin making money by enjoying the money. You will not. I began this journey from my 100 level. My seniors will call me, come and be doing inking as an architect. Be drawing for them free of charge. Meanwhile, they pay other people low. But when they call me, I'll be doing their own inking. I didn't mind because it was improving my skill. At 100 level, I was doing 400 level work. I was improving my skill for free, no problem. By God's mercy, many of them today now. Let's leave it here. I know where I am, I know where they are. The people that I inked for, I know where they are. I know where I am. And I got here by speaking a language that is not the most appealing. Does it make sense now? So there are those very normal value, volume, visibility. And this is what I've taught you here. That's why I said from the beginning that many things we teach you here will help you make a lot of money. But we don't have to say money. We taught you how to do eye service here. Did we teach you how to do eye service here? You need eye service to make money. Many of you are not making enough money because everything you are doing is in secret. See, there's a part of scripture that talks about what you do what your left hand does. Yeah. And that one says you cannot light a candle and put it under the table. You say, men must see your good works and give glory to your Father. Certain things must be on the table. You can't light some things and put it on the table. That's your problem. You know, my light, I don't like people just to see that I'm shining. I'm shining. People must see you're shining, no? Because this world we live in, people give to those who already have. That's the irony of life. Eh? So if you're not visible, and your visibility must be intentional. People must only see the side you want them to see. I'm telling you. So you say, no, we like to just, live a very quiet life, and all of that, leave that. Richard Branson, Bill Gates, they are the face of their brands. Visibility. You buy what you know. You don't buy the best. Am I correct? You buy what you know. The food you buy, the clothes you wear, you buy what you know. You don't buy the best. Nobody buys the best. People buy what they know. Some people what they know may be the best, but you don't buy what you think is the best. You just buy what you know or what you see or perceive to be ideal for you. So you must be visible. So to be visible, you need to cultivate the skill of eye service. That's why you're dressed here now. Why don't you come with your pants and singlet and your bra? You know it's hard work to wear clothes. It's easier to wear a boxer. Am I not correct? No, but you look like a boxer wearer. It's easier to... But you wear boxer outside. Why? Why don't you wear pant and bra outside? It's because of us, man. It's because of us. Left to you, you wear pant and bra. Left to you. The reason why you wear clothes is us who are the reason. You say, I don't care what people think about what I wear. You care. They don't wear. I don't care what anybody... It's not what I have I will wear. It's a lie. It's a lie. You took time to think about what you wore here today. Am I not correct? And it's not... In that thinking process, it was not you had on your mind. It is our impression of you that made you wear this dress. Even when you were sewing it. You even made it yourself, but you see? She's using that to promote herself. She's a tailor. So if you need tailor, eye service has begun. Someone show them your dress. Let us see your dress. See. I'll give you a account number. Help see me later. Do you know what I'm saying? People must see you. People must perceive you as the best. One of the things that I do in my business also is that I like people to owe me. So, however much I make you pay me, I want you to feel that I'm doing you a favor. I always leave that room. I make you feel that you're not paying me my true worth. Because really, nobody can pay anybody their true worth. Nobody. We're not paying anybody their worth in our company. And nobody can pay me my worth. You know what I'm saying? So I try to make sure, in case you didn't realize, I will inform you. I will remind you that you're not paying me my worth. So that way you say, the guy helped me. Last job he did for me, it took only 2 million. That too, maybe know what he did for me that time. They don't. You know what I'm saying? But you do something and you make sure that they have more that they're paying for. I do that all the time. I always make sure you feel you have more than what you're paying for. And that's also another money language. Promise what you can deliver and deliver more than you promised. Always promise. Don't ever promise more than what you can deliver. Promise exactly what you are sure you can deliver. In spite of the pressure your client puts on you, stay with what you can deliver and then try to give more than you promised. Okay.
When you're talking about having people that people that invested over 90% into a particular job you did, I'm trying to understand that. Are there jobs that you did that people invested 90%, you invested only 10%? And are there other jobs that you did that you know that if you give people the privilege of investing 90%, you will not be able to hit the dream that you want? Not because the money is not there, but because you know that I'm doing this for the money basically. But this particular one, that's a mandate and a message that if I bring in other persons that don't have my values and my kind of message and the dream behind the job, it may affect it. So that's my question.
Yeah, I get a question. Yeah, so write this down if you're writing. Retreat, reset, re-enter. Retreat, reset, re-enter. So there are many businesses I've ventured into. There's even one that we are about to start as a company, real estate. And it's going to take millions and millions, hundreds of millions actually. Now, I've had a few partners who had shown interest in investing. And the structure for the investment for me was very simple. For example, one of the projects will cost over 200 million. So any fraction of that 200 million you bring, let's assume you bring 30% of the 200 million, you will make 30% of the profit when we sell the real estate. And a few persons have shown interest, but at the point of almost executing the agreement, I didn't feel the peace to go ahead. And I stopped it. Even though it was affecting my timeline, I had to stop it because certain partnership can ruin the future. So when we talked about partnership, it was not in the context of partnering with every person. It's just that you must learn to be willing to sacrifice your stakes in an investment. But it's still very critical to determine who you partner with. There are certain people that I will never go into business with. I don't care how much they have. I will rather retreat, reset, and re-enter. This space we are in now, is a restaurant brand, and I have had it in mind to own a restaurant for many, many years. But it was never the right time. It wasn't just about money. Having to begin a restaurant it's not the money. This didn't cost too much to start. But it had to be at the right time. And when we opened this place, in less than 3 months, I had a partnership that came up. Somebody came to me and said, look, I want to partner with you. Let us begin this brand somewhere else. And I said, I was very polite. Oh, sure, yeah. But as soon as it worked out, I knew I wasn't going to do that. Because certain people are dream killers. All right, they put money into your investments, that's the end. That's the end. Now, the reason why I said also that you should never take 100% for an investment is because you want to have that sense of ownership. There's something that happens when your money is in your business. Before you now become the slave of a partner, if you allow your partner invest too much in your business, you will not become a slave to your partner. And you don't want that. You still want to have that sense of ownership. Whether you are taking home 10% or 1%, it doesn't matter. But you still want to have that sense of ownership. So you don't want to sell that. So when you invest and when you partner, be very, very careful who you partner with. Some people, sometimes it's better to wait 5 more years. See, if you learn this wisdom and this craft of savings, you will learn how to wait longer. You know what I'm saying? And I'll share, Uche, Dami, when you're in the office some days ago, when I said that for this real estate, we can do it without partnership. You remember when I said that? I said, I know that even this thing I want to do for over 200 million, I said, I don't need it. We don't need a partner for this thing. And I told them how. I said, this property we have here, we'll sell this one here. This money that's coming here, we'll push it here. Because it's taking a longer, began talking about this thing like over 2 years ago. And the plan was that by now, we shall be selling our first or second property. But I had to retreat, reset, and re-enter. Now that I'm coming back in now, I'm coming back with new strategies. The first place we were going to build before would have had to buy the land for about 150 million. Now there's a new idea to buy the land somewhere else where I can get it for 50 million. You see? That's my new re-entry. Sometimes the best way to see clearly is to step back. In life, certain things you want to see. Certain things, if you want to see them clearly, you don't go like this. To see clearly. To see, you do like this. Even in real life. And that's how it is with business and dreams. Sometimes the best way to see certain things clearly is to take a few steps back. It will cost you more time, more energy, more stress, but you'll see more clearly. So sometimes it's best to wait than to waste.
My question is from this part we're talking about the languages that money understands. You talked about value, volume, and you also mentioned visibility. Now, there's this conflict in my mind or in my head. Now, before you can become visible, probably should have built enough value or have the value in enough volume. But is there a time, or is it possible for somebody to have so much value and not be visible? Like, can you somebody overweight to become visible?
Yes, so hey, Jesus was building value for 30 years. 30 years. See, if you didn't go to meet John for that baptism, you will keep that value for the next 3 years before he died. He will die he would have died unpopular. Can any man, okay, I don't want to be religious, but let's speak religiously. Just forgive my faith. Can any man be more valuable than Jesus? But there was a time for the showing forth. I know even that showing forth did not happen until he put his head under another man. You know that at 12 years old, he was dialoguing with professors. But there was a time to build value and volume. There was a time for visibility. I promise you, there are people that have tons of value that nobody have seen. Not even their own father believes their value. And these people have what it takes to change a city. They have built the value. Some of them are even in service. For some of them, now forgive me, like I said, I'm a man of faith. Some of them have been in service in their churches. They have been doing graphics and cinematography. I said I don't have sense, I've told you before. They have been doing cinematography. Cinema something. And they have been doing graphics. They have been doing all kinds of incredible, impeccable service for their churches. That's why I'm angry with churches. Why don't they pay cleaners? Say you're cleaning for God. Then let him pull his suit and clean. If the cleaner is cleaning for God, let the pastor pull his suit and clean for God. Somebody comes to the church every day to clean the church, put him on salary. The usher is ushering, put them on salary. A corporation that raises billions and billions every month or every year, well, they don't pay tax. The least they can do is to help families and pay salaries. Why must people give to the church? Why can't the church give to people regularly? We give offering every Sunday. Is it bad to pay salary to people every month? It's wickedness. You're an architect. You design a church that they will build with 2 billion. When you finish the design, they'll tell you, God bless you. Is that not evil? How will you give the next offering to church? You have designed an edifice for the church. They will raise 2 billion for that church. They will tell you, God bless you for the design. How many people have needed money and gone to their church to give them loan? Because normally that would have been the best place to get loan from. If you are a registered member in a church for 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, you are qualified for up to 1 million loan. That's how it should be done. So things that we are praying for, we don't need prayer. It's waste of prayer. Go and pray for Afghanistan. They need prayer. Some churches can give 100 people 1 million. Every month, they can give it. In this country. And it's loan. You're not even dashing us the money. Loan us 1 million. We'll pay back after 3 years. Is it bad to raise billionaires like that? Must every billionaire be raised by anointing oil? So many people are in the church generating value and volume in service. And all they get from their pastors is God bless you. That pastor is the pastor of a DG. You will not refer that boy to that company. If that boy takes that same skill that he's using to do worship, what do you call that thing? Easy worship. If he takes that same skill to some companies, they will pay him 100,000 a month. You will not refer him there. Because it will take away from his time that he's serving the church. He's been doing this for 5 years. When will he grow? How will he marry? So it is possible to have that much value and that much volume and lack visibility. And nothing covers like religion. Whether it's Christian or Islam. And that's why we're not called to religion. I don't care your faith. Have faith, but religion is deadly. Nothing has destroyed like religion. So many people have lost their ways and beclouded their destinies because they are lost in a cloud of religion. And then many times it's in other forms. It may not just be religion. You know, you are working with your uncle 10 years. 10 years. You should know when to move out. And many times we are not moving because we are too afraid. What if, what if? What if you don't move and your life crashes also? It's a time to move. Like I said, whatever you do, always have an entry point, have an exit point. Someone who's going to be here today, she's been following us for many years, said to me one time that she wanted to quit her job. I said, be careful how quick you quit your job. There is how to quit a job. Sometimes you might be in a job you don't like and you'll be there for 5 years, deliberately. You need to be there sometimes. It's not the best job. You hate the job. You hate your boss. You hate the location. You even hate the city. But you need to be there for 7 years. It's part of the exit strategy. There are people that are going to come to that office that will make you millionaire in 10 years' time. I gave the same advice to my friend several years ago. He wanted to quit his job in a big place. I said, don't leave there yet. Big guy. Big. Known in many places. We were paying him 70K. Massive guy. But his income was 70,000 a month. If I call his name now, you'll know him. I say, Apeh, I say, don't go. I say, there are people you are meeting there. I say, wait. Today, he's backflipping in money like this. From that same place, just maybe like 4 or 5 years after, he's backflipping in money. And he's still driving a small car. You think that it's a lie. He's buying a house now. He just bought how many cars now? At the same time. From the same place. My next discussion with him when he comes back he's coming to town maybe this weekend, is to relaunch one of his old brands. While he's still there, he will do it. So there's a way to exit. If you wait long enough, you will see the benefits of where you are. But no matter the benefit also, you must know when to exit. There's how to exit. Do it with sense. Yeah.
Thank you a billion times, sir. Thank you so much. This is a research.
I remember you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, at Cassandra's
Youth
event.
Connect, yeah. Operation from centers on this point. I'm a realtor, and of course, the way the business is, you raise your income and you invest somewhere. So this year, I made some of my biggest break, and I decided to do some investment and thought that was going to help me with keeping up with bills and all of that. So I did an investment, and it's actually a fintech, and it happened that it crashed. It's a major thing for me because it was more like my entire investment put together with a couple of friends. I had promised them return. Okay, let's do this. I believe in it. I took about 2 months to study the business.
What is fintech? Uche, I don't know this thing, so.
Financial technology.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I did that, and that crashed, sir. Okay. So afterwards, I've been in position where, I could do this, I could do that, but I realized my mind had been messed up. So I'm trying very hard to say, okay, no, you know, the normal thing. People tell you, you fail again, but fail stepping up. And I'm wondering, I failed with almost $1 million. And that was my money, aside from other people's money. I'm in a state of mind that I don't want to do this again because it hurts. So what do I have to do? Where's the balance here? What do I need to know? What actions do I need to take? Thank you.
All right, so that's a fantastic question. We addressed this last month for those of you who are here, control, exposure, and management. So if you are here, probably wouldn't have made that mistake. What I do, I just give you an example about the rice farming, is that I don't insist on having control in every investment that I have, but I always watch my exposure. So Uche will give you a good example. Maybe Uche come, you and Noble too, and let me report of you to these people. Come. Let me embarrass all of you now. 6 a.m., thank you. These people, we are seeing them here. We did a business, and we had to pay 100% to get a job done, you know. And the last money that they required was about 430. I told them, I said, look, the one I've exposed myself is enough. This 430K, I don't want to pay. If they do not pay us the money, let the other money go. I don't care. Or let them pay us the value for what we have done. They say, no, pay in 4 days' time. How long has it been now? Which 1 week? It was before he came to Dukma. It's like 3 weeks now. You know this they will pay. It's because the money that is given is small exposure. But imagine that I give them my house rent. You know, this is not that we're laughing now. Don't laugh again, no. It's a family meeting. Do you know what I'm saying now? The reason why this is not a problem is because even if they don't pay, we are okay. You know what I'm saying? But imagine if it was my house rent. And this is from a repute company. It's a multinational company. Multinational company. Is that what they call it? Yes. And we were sure that in 4 days, if that 4 days was that, if it's bad, as in worst case scenario, 4 days, it's been 3 weeks. So imagine if my landlord was knocking on my door for that same 400K now. I've exposed myself into an investment for which I had no control because they know more about it than I do. So they were basically my eyes and my ears. And they say, look, it's a good deal, let's do it. But the overall job is a little bit over 3 million. So it's still, you know, but they wanted us to do it because it's in the media side of business. And they said they want us to try our hands in media more and more. So I said, okay, let's do it. And we're sure of making decent profits. But it's been 3 weeks. These 3 weeks can ruin a person's life. These 3 weeks can destroy a marriage if you don't control exposure. So that's what you did. You took your entire savings. Let me tell you what you did, okay, so you don't feel bad. The business is run by Noble. He's the owner of the company. You now took your savings and gave to Uche to help you interact with Noble. Is that not what it is? Is that what, am I correct? You are the fintech. You are the middleman between him and him. Coda. Where the lead coder? So that means he's even here. It's a fourth part. You know what I'm saying? So what you lacked is that you lacked control and you had maximum exposure. And every time you have low control, you always want to make sure you have low exposure. So you had minimal control, but you had maximum exposure. Sorry, thank you guys. Don't worry, the money will come. I'm not vexing for them. All right. So you had minimal control, but you had a lot of exposure. That was the error. So if I was you, from my 900K, I'd have invested 150K. Nothing any human being on earth would have told me. I would do that 150 for like 6 months straight. I may be making only 10,000. It's okay. But that my remaining 750 is sure. No weapon fashioned against me can prosper over that money. You know, it's money you show that the enemy can carry. Even all this online banking, I'm not doing it till like 4 years' time. Let them Uche be doing online banking. All these are new banks that don't have address. When they are finished doing it, 4 years I will join people. Not now. Me, I won't try it. When something is not broken, don't fix it. My GTB bank, my Zenith bank is working. Leave me there. No, I control my exposure. I may not, see, you cannot excel in business if you insist on having control every time. You must let go some control. But control, you always are in control of your exposure. Does it make sense? You may not have control of the business, but you are always in control of your exposure. So you are a third party or fourth party, then you are taking somebody else's money to go and put there. That's the error. I want to take people's money now, for example, to do real estate because I'm the one that will build it. I will buy the blocks, the cement, the sand. But will I carry 100 million from somebody and want to give to Uche to help me build? I won't do that. I won't do that. I can give my money to Uche to help me build. If I have 100 million, I'll give Uche like 10 million. If it crashes, I have 90 million naira left. But I will test it properly, long enough before I move to the next level. And I usually don't. What I'm saying to you, Ba, I've been doing this since I was 25. It's not a today principle. I made my first 1 million at 25. I've been practicing this thing. Even when I buy cars, I don't buy cars I can afford. I always buy cars way lower than what I can afford. What am I buying? Why? Don't it mean to carry 30 million to go and buy a car? Who said why? Why? What's it doing for me? Does it have a shower? Do you understand? A time will come, I'll buy a car of 100 million. Do you know what I'm saying? But now, why? It's exposure now. That kind of, I can park the car. I will park it here and I'll be upstairs here. I can just reverse. Brrr, bam! It's too much exposure now. If you bash my car now downstairs, it's 10 million. It's not, I will not lose sleep. But 30 million, that's 20 million plus 10 million. I won't do it. Because there are too many exposures. Every time you are at risk of like 5 cars. When you forget about insurance company, leave that in. Do you get what I'm saying? Like someone said that if you buy a brand new car, the moment you drive out of the showroom, that car has dropped value by like 30%. No, if you buy a brand new car of 40 million, the moment you drive it out of that showroom, it has become fairly used. You know, but if you come back the next week to return that car, will they give you 40 million naira back? No, they will value it at 25 million. Even a phone, buy a phone, try it and see. Go and buy iPhone 12 for 500K. After 3 months, take it back there. What's 3 months? After 1 month. No, sorry. After 1 week, you have removed from the carton. You have peeled that paper in front. Take it back there. They will price that same phone for 120. Am I correct? Yeah. So you need to always balance control, exposure, and then the third thing is management. I would advise you watch the video. I'll post the video very soon on management because everything rises and falls. But the error that you did was the control factor and the exposure factor. And then you didn't just expose yourself, you exposed other people's resources to a place you lack control. That's a risk. Yeah? Yeah. So I think we have to stop here. Mercy, we can stop here, ba? Thank you very much. So, yes. Come outside now. No. I mean, the point is, if you understand this thing now on control and exposure, I mean, I cannot tell you how to go and get your money back. That one chance. Do you understand? But I can tell you how to do this next time. All right. Always control your exposure, or put your investment where you can control. So you either have maximum control or minimal exposure. Maximum control or minimal exposure. And where you have minimal control, always ensure you have minimal exposure. Does that make any sense? All right. So does that answer your question? You sure?